I've noticed something a little bit odd recently in the rugby league world. Now, it's not something that's never happened before or something that's overly uncommon in the past, but it's just something that's happened quite a bit over the past couple of off-seasons. And what that is NRL players moving overseas to England, but not to Super League. They've been going to the tier below. Not all of them, of course. We still have plenty of NRL players who have moved to Super League in the past couple of years. Sure, that's not really changed. But what has changed is the amount of players that we've seen go to the RFL Championship, the league below. And why is that? Well, I don't know an answer for sure, but in today's video, we're going to be speculating a little bit as to why we are seeing such an abundance of NRL talent, young NRL talent as well, I should say, for the most part, moving over to England, not to Super League, but the RFL Championship. Let's first take a look at a couple of examples of what I'm talking about here. So the two top teams heading into the 2022 Betfred Championship season, the team who just missed out on promotion in 2021 and the team who I believe are actually the favourites to go up at the end of 2022, the Featherston Rovers, and the team most recently relegated from Super League, the Lee Centurions. Featherston, of course, have just signed West Tigers centre, Samoan international, former Dally M Centre of the Year, Joseph Leilua. Alongside him are three other players who have NRL experience, 4 players. We go to Lee, though, and this is where it gets a bit interesting. 7 players at the Lee Centurions have NRL experience. Most of those players have just been signed and haven't played a game for the club yet. You're talking Nane McDonald, Caleb Akins, for example, Tom Amone. You've also got the likes of Sam Stone already in the squad. So why is this the case? Why are we seeing NRL players move over to the championship? I should also point out, we're not just talking about NRL players here. We're talking about Australian players moving over as well. Over the past couple of years, we have seen many young Australian players, even under the age of 20, who haven't quite broken into the NRL yet, making moves over to the UK and to the championship to get some experience before moving back over in years to come, maybe, to play in the NRL. We're also seeing players who sort of weren't breaking into an NRL side, maybe had a player or two in front of them, moving over to the championship and becoming a marquee player. Brendan O'Hagan, Time Down Nicow, a couple of examples who went to the York City Knights in 2021. But to figure this out, let's have a quick look at the salary cap dispensation that Super League and Championship clubs can have, because there are multiple ways that teams can actually pay over the salary cap for certain players. And I think off the top of my head, the way it works is that they are more lenient with championship clubs as well. So first of all, marquee player. Each Super League and Championship club is permitted to have 2 marquee players whose salary cap value is limited to £150,000. That's around about $300,000 Australian, or £75,000 if club trained. So there you go, already 2 marquee players that you can pay over the standard salary cap for, and that's just standard across all Super League and Championship clubs. Club train dispensation, look, that's not really what we're talking about here, as these players are coming over from Australia, obviously. Player welfare dispensation. Each Super League club that achieves the player welfare target is given £15,000 dispensation. So I take it if you're just taking care of your players and giving them the standard treatment, I guess you would say, that is expected of a professional rugby league club, you get some dispensation there. New talent pool dispensation. Any player who's not previously played rugby league is given a value of £0 in their first year of his contract and at 50% of his true value in the second year. So, for example, this is why the Toronto Wolfpack at the end of 2019, I believe, were able to sign Sonny Bill Williams to the most lucrative deal we'd seen in rugby league history. Of course, that didn't end up working out, but there you go. I'm also reading this off the official RFL website. Returning talent pool dispensation. Well, sorry, that would be Sonny Bill Williams. International bonuses. Now, here we go. Bonuses paid for international representation are excluded up to specified maximums. So your Joey Leiluas and your Nane McDonald's there, definitely representing Samoa and Papua New Guinea respectively. Educational fees paid directly by clubs are excluded. Prize money, payments made out of prize money are excluded, so you're not allowed to make payments out of there. But we are talking about international and representative talent coming over. There is a dispensation. I thought as well there was a dispensation if you were signing a player from the NRL or from a competition not based in England. That's not specifically put down here, but I think that's also, don't quote me on this, I think that's also taken into account. I guess that goes into the marquee player pool as well. And as I said before, I think they're allowed to be a bit more loose with it in the championship, I think. So those are a couple of reasons there as to why these players are choosing to go to the championship. There's less restrictions on how much money they can earn necessarily than if they were going to Super League. But there is also competition itself, and I mean within the league's competition. It's no secret there are currently 3 teams in Super League who have won Super League before. Wigan, St Helens, they've won the past 3 Super League titles, and Leeds Rhinos. There isn't that much room for competition purely because of the amount of money clubs have, I think, and sort of the player development is a huge thing over in the UK as well. Leeds, St Helens and Wigan have all done a very good job at developing talent. Many of whom have since gone on to play in the NRL, for example. So that's another big reason. In the championship, you could go to just about half the teams and maybe you're in with a shot at promotion. Maybe you're the player who goes over there and gives them that competitive edge. It's more competitive. If you're about true competition, a bit of a closer league, then maybe you do want to go to the championship and be that player who sort of breaks it open for a team. Whereas in Super League, unless you are playing for those 3 teams, it is very hard to compete for a league title. Obviously, Catalans nearly did it last year, nearly became the 5th team who would ever won Super League. It's just very hard to do. Salford nearly did it in 2019 as well. Castleford in 2017. There are many examples, but none of them have quite been able to do it in the Super League era other than Wigan, St Helens and Leeds. So there is also that competitive aspect, I guess you could say. I don't know, this is all really just speculation. It is a bit of an odd thing, but it is going to be interesting to see how this develops over the next couple of years. Is there going to come a point where it becomes blindingly obvious that players from the NRL, from Australia, are actually choosing to go to the championship over Super League? I think we might see a little bit of a spike. I don't think this is done. I think there might come a point where it's addressed and we go, hold on, why are these talents going to a legitimate second-tier competition when Super League is an option there? And all of the players that were mentioned in this video genuinely probably could have got a contract in Super League. Probably. But, well, the Lee Centurions got in early. I think they're probably richer than most championship clubs as well. But they're not the only club. So let's see how this develops over the next couple of years. Anyway, this is just a little interesting video I thought I'd get out. Comment below your thoughts and what you think's going on here. Is this a trend that's going to continue, or do we think this is sort of where it stops, a few players each year, maybe opting for the championship over Super League? Other than that, please like this video, subscribe to Rugby League in My Opinion, and share this with your mates. I'll see you next time.